Coming up on Mountain News this morning, after almost 3 days by the tracks on Blackburg Mine, 5 county miners have packed up and closed the blockade. And Second Amendment protesters gathered at the Capitol yesterday, hoping their voices will be heard. Plus, we go to Clay County, where the trial for a suspect in a 2017 murder has been delayed to later this year.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. The time is 5:32 on January 16th. I'm Madison Pergram, and thank you for joining us on Mountain News This Morning. Waking up, grabbing that coffee, be prepared. It's going to get a little colder outside. Let's go to Brandon Robinson. Brandon, it's going to start chilling down.
It is, and we're going to get to our low point for the day about mid-morning, which is unusual because usually the coldest part of the day is right around 7 o'clock. Not today, though. Special circumstance. Cold front still traveling through the region. Let's take a look at our current conditions downtown Whitesburg, and things are fairly quiet over that way this morning. Temperature-wise, 50 in Middlesboro and Jacksboro. Everybody else in the 40s, mid to upper 40s at this point, but you can see already that blue up there toward Louisville. The temperatures will continue to fall through mid-morning, and you'll see it pretty good here on the day planner. By 10:30, 11, you'll be at right around 40, and then we start to move back upwards as the clouds start to clear and the sunshine comes around. But after that, though, we're going to see much cooler air in place all the way through the extended forecast, which we'll talk about here in just a little bit. Madison?
Thank you, Brandon. Well, after almost 3 days by the tracks on Blackburg Mine, 5 county miners have packed up and closed the blockade. The men say the company fulfilled its end of the promise by paying them the money they were owed. And the miners say they are sorry it got to this point, but they do not regret taking a stand.
We're all out here going to this mines to make a living. And without a paycheck, there are no living. So we're just kind of glad it's over with and done. Both sides got what they want, and we're going home.
Now, the men who were not already fired say they were told their jobs will still be waiting for them when operations at the mine resume. And Second Amendment protesters gathered at the Capitol yesterday, hoping their voices will be heard. The group is Kentucky United, and they are activists who gathered through a popular Facebook group. One of the protesters who spoke with our sister station Wave 3 News says he wants to make sure gun laws stay fair. He says the bills going through will unfairly punish Kentuckians.
The stuff they've got going on is not going to fly in Kentucky. This is not California. This is not New York. This is Kentucky. There's plenty of people in Kentucky that hunt. There's plenty of people that use their guns every day for self-defense deterrence. And the stuff they're trying to pass is just not going to work well in Kentucky.
Springer says he worried about limiting ammunition and limiting the right to sell guns. And yesterday, Governor Beshear declared January a hunger-free month in the Commonwealth. 22 charitable organizations all visit the Rotunda to find ways to keep food in homes across the Commonwealth. With programs like Kroger's Mobile Market, they can get into 30 neighborhoods a week. Food is easily acceptable to those who may otherwise not have access. It is possibly one of the most successful programs the state has seen, Farm to Food Bank.
First of all, it puts Kentucky proud fresh food into the hands of our school children and those less fortunate. Secondly, it gives our farmers an opportunity to market and create a market as well. And thirdly, we might develop a consumer one day that wants to go to the grocery store and help support our local farmers.
Many of the speakers say with programs like these expanding, hunger in the Commonwealth could decrease significantly. And the first full week of Kentucky's 2020 General Assembly is in the books, and as hundreds of bills are introduced, it's House Bill 27 that is grabbing the attention of local animal shelters. It's an act to make dogs and cats adopted for Kentucky animal shelters the official pets of the Commonwealth. While it seems small in the pile of issues Kentucky is facing, Pause for the Cause President Remy Simpson is hoping it makes a big impact on shelters across the state.
Most people know by now Kentucky has been dead last when it comes to animal rights and animal welfare. And there's no reason for it to be that way. We can improve, we can get better.
Simpson hopes this bill is the first step in more legislation targeting overcrowding in animal shelters. The bill will be introduced in committee tomorrow. And a new maintenance hangar is now opening at the Cincinnati Northern Kentucky International Airport. This hangar will allow planes that ship packages via Amazon and DHL to remain at the airport for maintenance. Here's a look inside the new facility. It will make working on planes quicker and more efficient. This will also mean more jobs at the airport. And Kings Island's newest roller coaster is set to open this spring. Orion will be the park's tallest, fastest, and longest steel roller coaster. This week, the park got its final steel delivery for the ride, and officials say construction is on schedule. Orion will be one of only 7 giga coasters on the planet. A giga coaster has a drop of at least 300 feet. Orion will also reach speeds of up to 91 miles an hour. I don't know if I'll be willing to go on that one, but a National Guard base near Knoxville was locked down for hours yesterday after a report of a suspicious person with a rifle. It happened at the McGee-Tyson Air National Guard Base near the Knoxville airport. No one has been reported injured, and the airport itself was not impacted. A federal law enforcement source told CNN there was no active shooter. The source says the incident was caused by confusion during a drill at the base. And yesterday, jury selection was supposed to begin in the trial of Kenneth Grubb. He was accused of killing Robert Burns in the Anita community back in 2017. Yesterday, we found out that trial is delayed. Before that, I talked to the family who drove all the way from Ohio to be in the courtroom. Emotions running high.
I'm just really nervous. You know, I'm nervous about the whole thing.
As Kimberly Schaus and her husband prepare for the trial and the death of her brother, Robert Burns.
It's ruined our life. I mean, we were really close to Bob. We were the closest person to Bob.
Kenneth Grubb is accused of killing Burns back in 2017.
And I mean, they had his tattoos took off of him. The coroner told me some things. It's just sad what he had done to my brother.
Through the heartbreak, Schaus tries to remain focused on the good memories.
He would give you the shirt off his back, so I know he's working up there in heaven right now.
Memories like that stay in the back of her mind every day.
It's hard, and I know I have to go on. You know, I just have to pray and ask God to help me so we can just get through this day to day, and maybe it'll get easier.
But at the end of the day, wanting one thing.
So I just hope to get justice.
Justice for who she called a brother and a friend. Now, we do not know what led to the delay, and however, we are told it is rescheduled for May 12th. And police need your help identifying this woman. State police believe she fraudulently used a stolen credit card at a Corbin Walmart to purchase an Apple iPad about 2 weeks ago. Anyone who might know her can call London, Kentucky State Police. And a cafeteria worker is facing third-degree rape charges after state police say she had sex with a teenage student. Selena White worked in the kitchen at Nicholas County Middle and High School. Investigators say White had sex with a student on school grounds during school hours more than once. The Nicholas County superintendent says she has been fired from the school system. And a Laurel County father is behind bars after deputies say he dropped his 4-month-old baby headfirst onto a tile floor and failed to call 911. This is 21-year-old Dennis Bell. He allegedly dropped the baby 3 times and failed to get medical treatment each time. The grandmother found the infant unresponsive and called 911. The baby girl is at the UK Medical Center with a brain bleed.
It's our contention that he was being negligent, that, you know, whenever a child has an injury to the head, especially 4 months old, you're going to have it checked out.
Bell is facing a charge of wanton endangerment, and the mother of the baby is at the hospital with her. The grandparents asked for prayers for the baby. And doctors tell family it will be a long road to recovery for one Rowan County teen after an incident left him with multiple broken bones and now multiple surgeries. Aaron Smith was on the way to work last Thursday when he crashed into the back of an illegally parked semi-truck. Nick Oliver spoke to his mother, who says they could use all the help they can get.
This has been the most horrific thing that my son has ever endured.
Though the pictures make you wonder how anybody survived this crash, Felicia Moore, the mother of the 18-year-old that was behind the wheel, says they are finding a million ways to be thankful.
He's really hard to console right now because of how much pain he's in.
Last Thursday, her son Aaron Smith crashed into the back of a parked semi-truck while entering I-64 on his way to work. He was stuck in the vehicle for nearly 20 minutes, later extracted and flown to a hospital in West Virginia, where he has undergone multiple surgeries on his broken hip, pelvis, knees, and a leg.
Me being a mom, I feel helpless because I'm just here, and all I can do is stay by his side and help him any way I can.
The family still has questions of why the semi-truck was parked on the shoulder of the on-ramp. Kentucky state law does say it is illegal. And while one sign has been planted here for some time, family says more have been placed since this crash.
There was one sign there that said no parking on curb. It was behind my son's truck. So the truck driver had to have seen that sign.
His mother now asking for help covering the costs. She says the medical bills have already started coming in. Aaron's family says as donations continue to pour in, they feel more and more thankful about the community that they have here in Rowan County.
It's hard for me to have time to reach out to everybody to say thank you because I've not left my son's side. I can't leave him right now.
In Rowan County, Nick Oliver, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, doctors have not said when Smith could be released from the hospital. And just ahead, there is a new chapter in the college admissions scandal with claims that some of the parents are still hiding evidence.
We broke a record high yesterday at National Weather Service Jackson, but it looks like those days like that one are in the past for a while. I'll have the latest forecast in about 3 minutes.